Welcome back. Hopefully, you've had the chance to recharge, check emails, walk the dog, check in on the kids, anything you need to do before we proceed. We will kick off the afternoon with our Ignite Talks. These are all 5 minutes apiece and cover a wide range of topics from how to make tech inclusive for our customers and workforce, how to know when to build from scratch or not, what things can we learn about DevOps from the office. Also, a series of serverless power-ups and some development pipeline health tips and tricks. Say that really fast. Then we will shift left and learn what the right way is to secure your apps from Nimish Bernard, followed by a deep dive on Agile 2 with Lisa Coney. Then we'll move on to open spaces and some more keynotes. Wait, Jeff, what is open spaces?
Glad you asked, Holly. Open spaces are one of the signature parts of the DevOps Days event, and we're having them too. We're just doing them virtually. For those who might not be familiar with what open spaces are, these are sessions for you to find and interact with other attendees who share similar interests. And they are live, they're not recorded. And you might be thinking, yeah, I might bail out on those. Well, don't. Many attendees from past DevOps Days events say this is where they learn the most and had the most valuable interactions, which is totally consistent with the open spaces rallying cry, prepare to be surprised. Since we're virtual, open spaces will be a little different than what we're used to when we have a DevOps Days event in person. Instead of pitching ideas and doing voting in real time, we've seeded some topics for the open spaces intended to get people with similar interests into the same place at the same time, while being broad enough to allow lots of room for conversation. Now, we'll be starting the open spaces at the end of the first afternoon break, which runs from 2 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be using Hopin's sessions to host the open spaces. You can get to them using the sessions item in the sidebar on the left during the open spaces time. We'll have 2 time slots for open spaces, each 45 minutes long. One will start at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time and the other at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Just find a topic that looks interesting to you and jump in. We're confident you'll learn a ton. Now, for those of you who have been to other conferences and events, you might be familiar with the law of mobility. The law of mobility says this: if you find yourself in a place where you're neither learning nor contributing, then you should respectfully navigate to find a place where you can. We're confident you'll have a super experience in the open spaces, so definitely check them out. And then stick around for a couple of killer talks to close out the day. One from John Willis, otherwise known as Bachagaloop, and a co-author of the DevOps Handbook, and Frank Reno, who will be talking about open telemetry.
Last but not least, right after we close, we will roll right into our networking event that's hosted by Glenn Wilson, the CTO of Dynaminet. The link to access the event is in our reception area, and we will be using a platform called Toucan. It only takes an email address and a few seconds to register so that you can connect with each other and some of our speakers live. That's it. Let's hear some more talks.